Now, our next guest speaker is Renu Sijapati. She is the chair of the International Dalit Solidarity Network, IDSN, from Nepal. She is the first Dalit woman from Nepal to be elected chair of the IDSN board. She is the general secretary of the Feminist Dalit Organization, FEDO, where she plays a pivotal role in networking, donor relations, and mobilizing women in the feminist movement across Nepal. Beyond her NGO work, Ms. Sijapati has made significant contributions as a gender and social inclusion advisor, developing training manuals and facilitating workshops aimed at empowering women and promoting gender equality and social inclusion at various levels, which actually is the only way where you see that kind of a societal change, gradual, but maybe more evolutionary and more permanent. So, welcome, Renu, and we are all ears.
Yes, thank you so much. Good morning and namaste, all of you. This is Renu. I'm from Nepal. So thank you so much for my introductions, and my previous panelists already present the situation of mostly Dalit women and women in South Asia, which is already highlighted. And first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity, and congratulations for the organizer to such an wonderful and important event. I'm glad I'm one of the part of this conference. So thank you so much. So today I'm going to share a very briefly about the situation of Nepal in relations to violence against Dalit women, because I'm from the Dalit community. So I'm a Dalit woman. I'm fighting for my rights, dignity, for my equality, for my justice. So that I'm focusing on these areas which we focus on. Basically, violence against Dalit women and girls. According to the government data, the Dalit in Nepal, who make up 40% population in Nepal, are still treated as socially untouchable and exploited and discriminated community in Nepal. So Dalit women face the multiple forms of dominations and discrimination in due to their gender and caste identity. Because as a being a Dalit, we are facing the caste-based discrimination and untouchability. As a being a Dalit woman, we are facing the gender-based discrimination and other kinds of discrimination in our society. So that I am here represent the both issues, both agendas simultaneously in this forum. And as they are considered as untouchable and are often the subjected to discrimination and exclusions. Dalit women face the additional discrimination and marginalization due to their gender and are left without the access to educations, healthcare, and employment opportunities. Is we are far behind somehow, and we have a provisions, but unfortunately those provisions is not properly implementation in practice in our regular life, so that we are far behind in these areas. And and they are more vulnerable to violence and exploitations, which is I already mentioned it. Violence against Dalit women take multiple forms. They are suffer from the high degree of the domestic violence from the family, as well as the physical and mental abuse by the dominant caste group. And no, likewise the Dalit women, they are forced to be involved as a sex worker. And obviously, trafficking is high among the Dalit community within the Nepal or across the borders, or sexual exploitation, forced labor, and other forms of slavery is high among the Dalit community. So the extreme sad reality is the Dalit girls are at the high risk of the child marriage, early marriage. It is high among the Dalit community, because the even in the government data, even in the UN agency data, so out, the child marriage is the high among the Dalit community due to the poverty, due to the awareness, due to the caste dominant caste, caste. So that the problem is the high among the this child marriage is the high among the Dalit community. According to the police reports, the police recently police government of Nepal police is was one study in the 44 districts, 7 province. The report show that the everyday 7 women are raped. Out of 7, 3 from the Dalit community. No, it is reported by the government, police, Nepal government police reports. And according to the FEDO, Feminist Dalit Organization studies, and many other women organization studies come out, the gender-based violence sexual key among the Dalit communities. It is a very highly increased in our society, and even in the national level newspapers and various online print medias, so that the incidence rate of the violence against Dalit women or girls has increased, such as violence, murder, rape, and other violence. Dalit girls age 11 to 18 years were raped and killed. If we see the data from the 2022, 2023, it is high among the Dalit community. Many cases, rape case, and after the rape, after the murder, the many Dalit women and Dalit girl are not getting the justice. It is a very big problem in our society, in our country, because according to our study, the 40% cases where incidents is happening in the community level, only 4% cases were recorded in the police. So that the number of the cases, rape case, domestic violence, kill, harassment, many cases are happening in the community level. So most of the cases are trying to solve within the community. They are because they are in the try to enforce to not register the cases in the police, and so that the many the access to uh, justice, the police is not ready to register the cases of the Dalit community because they doesn't have access to access there. So that's why the number of the cases increase. Even in the recently our my organization conduct the one study, intercaste marriage is the impact the highly to the Dalit women's. According to our studies, the 40% the intercaste marriage by the Dalit women, they are facing the more violence. It is not counted in the feminist women movement, even in the right based organization, they are not highlighted those cases because the intercaste marriage violence is the not come out, so that the Dalit women are more suffering from these areas as well. And the issue of the violence against Dalit women is not discussed in our widely, as they are suffer different types of violence. Then there are non-Dalit counterpart. There is a gap in getting the justice, as a Dalit women do not have easy access to the judicial body, and this is which we are highlighted here very shortly. I have some recommendations which I like to share this forum. Definitely immediate need of the disaggregate data. We don't have a disaggregate data because everybody says that the Dalit women and Dalit girls are facing the more violence, more discriminations based on their caste, based on their gender, but we don't have a proper disaggregate data. So that we request and urge to everybody, government and another agency who are working for the development part, so that the request to them to disaggregate data is the most important for us to advocate and advocate these issues. And the second is the equality and free legal aid support to the available to the Dalit women and survivors to of the discrimination, because the we have somehow we have a legal aid service, but those service is not informed by to the Dalit community. They doesn't have access to there, so that legal service should be the free, not no name of the free. So that I request here, and we urge to the development partner to strongly advocate with the government agencies to strengthen policy interventions uh, strongly to to reduce to the those kinds of violence, and definitely we have three layers of a governance. Should be the strong governance handling mechanism, and help desks need to be in place, and Dalit women and girls can go easily and share their pain and report it, their cases. So that, thank you so much for listening me. I'm just share very shortly my presentations.
Thank you very much. These are like already developing like a common thread. The issue of the police not taking cognizance, issue of society also not siding with the women, and the situation of the minority women being exacerbated. It's not just that as a minority, but being within the minority, are minoritized. So these are issues that we really need to take a look at.